Time for another Kansas Golf Weekend preview with Kansas head coach Jamie Bermel. Coach Bermel, the team heads to North Carolina for the Irish Creek golf tournament. Coach, just talk about this tournament and where your team's at right now.
You know, this is our only time on the East Coast, so it'll be fun to go out. The golf course is good. It's tree-lined. The first 14 holes are pretty standard, but evidently the last 4 are really hard golf holes. So, you know, it's one of those tournaments where if you're going to play well, you need to play well for 18 holes, not just 14 on the easy holes or easier holes. So competition's different than what we see. Some teams that top 50 teams, some other teams that are ranked around us. So I think it's going to be good competition, and we're excited to go out.
Not a new course for the Jayhawks. They played last year at this same course in the same competition. You talk about that experience and having a year under your belt and being able to see the course and how that helps the team.
You know, it's always good to go back to a course you're familiar with, especially if you got a couple guys that have played in the event. And Chris and Alex have both played there last year. So we've been talking about the golf course, what to do, what not to do, et cetera, et cetera. So we feel like we know a little bit about the course, although 3 guys have never played it. But I think most importantly for our team is when you get a tournament where there's a lot of teams grouped together ranking-wise, it's going to teach these guys the value of a stroke. And we may move 5 spots on one stroke. Something like that. So I think I'm excited to see how they're going to respond to that. If we can save a stroke here, a stroke there, and see what we can do on the leaderboard.
You talked about moving on the leaderboard last week, second round. I think you were the biggest mover of the day, and really have for a couple tournaments put together 2 really good rounds and just had one that you'd wish you could throw away. But you talk about the team and maybe just being right on the edge of putting together a great tournament?
Sure. When you get movement like that, a lot of times what that means is 5 guys have played well or 4 guys have played well. And we've really struggled this year. We can get 3 really good scores, but we've been struggling with the 4th or the 5th score, whomever that is. And, you know, if we could get all 5 guys playing well, we don't need to play great. And that's what the kids have a hard time understanding. They think they need to shoot 65. Well, 68 will help. 70 will help. We just can't count 78s or 77s, and that's where we struggled. So, you know, we finished tied for 8th with 4 teams, 900 and some odd strokes. You'd think you could find 1 stroke better to finish, you know, solo 7th, something like that. So once we do a better job of understanding that, I think that'll help our scores in general come down a little bit.
You've been pretty consistent with the lineup throughout the spring. Talk about the lineup this week and any changes you might have. Yeah,
Bryce Brown is going to play. He played last over spring break as an individual, played well down there. So I put him in the lineup. And then Riley Haas is our 5th man. The 3 guys that have played most of the year, Alex, Stan, and Chris, are playing as well. So, you know, Bryce is kind of new. Played in a few events, played early this spring, played a couple last fall. So I played well in over spring break, so hopefully he can continue to do that and help out the team.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.